right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, traders and investors. This is Alex from MarketWise Asia. Thank you for watching this live stream, both on Facebook and also on YouTube as well. So time, once again, passes very fast. We are into June already. So it is the start of the school holiday. So I expect there will be lesser people, okay, on my live stream because Singaporean loves to travel. Okay, during the holidays they will just exit Singapore. Okay, for me, okay, I will be the one exiting Singapore next week. Okay, so next Monday, okay, I will not be doing my live stream. So next Monday it is actually which day? Next Monday it is actually 9th of June. So 9th of June, I will not be doing my live stream. Okay, I'll be away. I think Friday I'll be away already until next week, end of the week. Okay, clear? Okay, so there will not be any live stream next week. Okay, so if you can hear me loud and clear, okay, please say a hi to me in the chat. Okay, if you are watching on YouTube, do subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Okay, hello Dave, hello Bernard, Yokwi, Will. Okay, thank you so much for sharing your comments and saying hi to me. Hello George. Okay, hello San, hello WM, thank you so much. Okay, so let me just kickstart this session right now. So for those, I think I did repeat. Okay, next week I will not be doing any live because I'll be the one exiting Singapore for a vacation next week. Okay, let me just share my screen right now. Okay, so you can see from the screen right today, live stream, it is proudly supported and sponsored by Phillip Nova. Okay, so let me try to make it bigger. All right, okay, so you can see my screen right now. So as usual, a disclaimer first, whatever I share today, it is just for education purpose, not a recommendation to tell you what to buy or what to sell. So please do your own due diligence. And also do follow us on the various social media channel. Okay, so this is the link tree. So this, I'll post the link in the comments. Okay, all right, so in case you want to know, all right, this is also the link to our various social media channel. Both are accessible. So this is the link over there. In case you're watching this on a desktop or what, you can take out your handphone and scan the QR code, subscribe to our Facebook, Telegram, TikTok, X, YouTube, and also our website as well, and also access to my on-demand webinar, Unlock the Secret Patterns Hidden in the Market. So this is the Linktree website over there. So over here, you can see the Facebook, Telegram, and various social media channel. The webinar, it is over here, Unlock the Secret Patterns Hidden in the Markets. Okay, so as I mentioned, this is an on-demand webinar. So, you can, anytime you want, you are free, you can watch it. Okay, you just fill your name, email, and mobile, and you are good to go. All right, so, so once again, the QR code, it is over here. Okay, so as mentioned, tonight's live stream, it is proudly sponsored by Phillip Nova. So just give me about 5 to 10 minutes, okay, to share with you, okay, what is their advantage of having an account with Phillip Nova and also their promotion as well. So in case you haven't heard of Phillip Nova, they are actually part of the Phillip Capital Group. They are established in 1983. They used to be called, okay, Phillip Futures, right? I think maybe this name, okay, does ring a bell to you. So yes, so they were called Phillip Futures. Now they have rebranded to call Phillip Nova because they are now offering multi-assets classes for you guys to trade. So they offer Forex, CFD, stocks, ETF, of course, futures, okay, options, commodities, and more. So they have this Phillip Nova trading platform, okay, that it is on the desktop, okay. All right, so Phillip MT5 MetaTrader. So they have this zero com on FX, CFD, and precious metal. Okay, and they have this Phillip Nova 2.0. Okay, all right. So this is also a desktop platform. This is mobile. These are the few platforms. Okay, so they have the mobile and the desktop. This is the MT5 platform, and they have also the TradingView integration. So you can trade directly on TradingView as well. So they're integrated with TradingView. So why do you need to trade with Phillip Nova MT5? Like I mentioned, right? Okay, before I go into that, they have a zero comp on shares CFD. So I know many of you guys here do trade, you know, for example, Forex, share CFD, commodity CFD as well, okay? So there are no minimum charges, especially for shares, okay? A lot of these CFD provider in Singapore, okay, they do charge a minimum of $5 to $10. Typically, it's $10 lah, okay, $10 per trade. So if you buy sell, that is around about $20 USD per trade already. Without you know, without any so-called profit, you have to give $20 already. So you know, there's no minimum charges for Phillip Nova. It is ideal if you are trading small trade sizes. So it is more cost efficient, okay, compared to other CFD brokers with fixed commission, and they have a low entry of barriers on indices CFD. So you're looking to trade index, like for example, the DAX, S&P, Nasdaq, Hang Seng Index, okay, you can trade as little as 0.1 lot. So for the US indices, okay, tick value from just US 1 cent. Of course, you know, they do have to earn now, so they earn via the spread. But in case, you know, you don't know their spread, okay, it is still pretty tight, okay, and comparing to the commission broker, eventually, okay, you are still paying a lot lesser on the commission. So, you know, even with a slightly wider spread, okay, the no minimum comp make Phillip Nova more affordable as well. So in case you also don't know, okay, you can also earn swap on short position. So typically, when you sell short, okay, you short a shares or any product, right? So on CFD, right, typically you need to pay financing fee. But for the Phillip Nova, if you short on the share CFD, you get paid on the financing fee, which they call the swap interest lah. So like I mentioned, tight spread, zero comp on FX, precious metal, and CFD, okay? And yeah, so if you are doing algo trading, automated strategies, using the MT5 platform will be a good platform for you to do on it with the custom built expert advisor, okay, the EA lah. So this is how the MT5 platform look like. So it is very similar on MT4 lah. So essentially it is upgrade to MT5, but if you use before, it is pretty much similar to MT4. Okay, so like for example, right now crude oil has been going higher. Recently, this is the crude oil CFD, okay, and then this is the S&P index. So this is SPX 500. So they have a lot more. So if you search, okay, for example, over there, they have the share CFD, you know, Hang Seng, Hong Kong, Nasdaq, ETF, indices, you know, the DAX, UK, Australia, that kind of China, okay, A50. They also have a crypto. They also have a, but I don't encourage you to trade crypto lah. Typically, it is a bit commission a bit wider. Okay, commodity CFD as well over there. Okay, so right now they do have this promotion where you fund and trade and get $100. So I will just share the link over here. Okay, so this is actually the promotion. So very simple, fund and trade between 19 May to 30th of June. If you fund Sing dollars, $1,000, you place 6 trade, not round trade, just any 6 trade. You buy 6 trade. It is also considered a 6 trade. So you receive $100 cash bonus. This is only applicable, okay, for new traders. So this, you can scan the QR code, okay, or you can just head over to the link as mentioned, posted there. So this is the link. If you go into the link, so yeah, so fill your name, email, password, mobile number, and you are good to go, okay? And during the process of opening an account, okay, you will see how do you hear about Phillip Nova. You can just select promotion campaign, okay, then select MarketWise Asia. So they know that you are from MarketWise Asia, okay? For further details, you can actually head over to Phillip Nova. I will just head over to the CFD so-called page over there lah. So you know exactly what are the things that you can trade, okay, with Phillip Nova, the CFD, okay. So like for example, the shares, indices, commodities, cryptocurrencies, okay. All right. I think there are some people who ask actually what are CFD, okay, and such. So essentially, okay, you just trade the price movement. You don't own the shares. So it is the same as owning the stock itself, just that you don't own the stocks, okay? You just trade the so-called the prices. So for example, if Tesla, what is Tesla? It is, okay, let's, for example, do Tesla, okay? Tesla, for example, right now it is 337. So the MT5 will be also 337 thereabout, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, you can find TSL Tesla. I can't find Tesla over here. Need to find, but anyway, yep. So yep, they should show the Tesla same prices as well. So essentially, you don't own Tesla itself, just trade the prices lah. Okay, so I don't go through that. And so this is the one that I'm talking about. Okay, so I'll just post the link over here once again. Okay, so with that, okay, let's continue over there. So for the economic data for this, I think just now Melvin asking, right? Got existing account for Poem's account. Poem's account and Phillip Nova, it is different. So it is a different entity, okay? If you're talking about the Phillip Securities, it is a different company. So you can open a Phillip Nova account if you haven't done so, okay? So, yeah. All right, so this is the economic data for this week. So let me just share my screen over here. Okay, let me just remove here and I can just do it here. So this week, June the 2nd, just now actually announced the manufacturing PMI. Okay, so it was a bit lower than expected. Forecast was 49.3. Let me remove this. Okay, all right, so forecast was 49.3, actual was 48.5. So it is already out. So there's some movement, but not much. Okay, so tomorrow, Singapore time, 1 a.m., Jerome Powell will be speaking. Actually, I don't know what he's going to speak about. Okay, 10 p.m., jobs opening. Then on Wednesday, there's this non-farm employment change, services PMI. Then on Thursday, unemployment claim. Then on Friday, non-farm again, unemployment rate again. So this week, there are a lot of these news releases, okay, the data releases. So all this could move the market as well. So just do be informed that what is the so-called the time and what are they announcing. Okay, so all these are over here. So once again, I'll post a link over there in the comments over here. Okay, so this time around, okay, I think I'll be doing a little bit different over there. So it is the same now. Okay, so I used to do this on this, all these are just text. So recently, okay, not recently, in fact, just today, I try out, okay, I'll be doing a slide over here, okay? So I'll be doing on a slide, okay? Looks nicer lah, correct or not, okay? All right, does it look nicer or not? Okay, so before I go into the chart details, the technical part of thing, I'll go through the macro. So does this look nicer or not before I go into that? Yes or no? Or do you still prefer just the simple text on a page? Okay, yes or no? Okay, you prefer the text. You prefer the text, just write text. You prefer the slide, okay, just type slide in the comments or SR, okay? Because it also takes some effort to convert into slide. Even though with AI right now, it is a lot easier, but still need some effort lah. Okay, text or just slide. Of course, I want to be have some engagement now. Okay, more colors better. Okay lah. So maybe next time I try lah. Okay, but I still need some effort lah. So I need to tell you every time I do this thing, not only I have to prepare the content. Okay, content. It's not like I snap immediately come to the mind. I need to prepare one. Okay, all right. Then I also need to prepare the slide. Okay, so a lot of you prefer the slides. Okay, more color, more content. Okay, but actually okay, it is the same thing. I can tell you it is the same thing. So I just keep it the text. I keep it as it is. Okay, just let you know. Okay, anyway, yeah. So let's kickstart lah. Okay, right. So before I go into the technical point of things, right? So more on the macro side. So let you know what's happening. Okay, so of course, recently the tax earnings, okay, all the announcements has come out already. So the tax earning, okay, actually shine in Q1, okay. So S&P earnings were solid in the first quarter in 2025. So came out already, okay, with technology leading the charge, okay. All right, so NVIDIA, this is the hot stocks that everybody is looking at, and because of the AI hype, AI narrative, so the revenue, okay, they have exceeded the analyst estimate, okay. And because of that, okay, there's a 73% data center growth year-on-year increase. Okay, despite the China trade restriction, so they still grow their data center. So which means that people are still in demand, okay, of all these chips and all these things. Also, the data centers still continue to grow, and their earnings also surpass the expectation. Okay, so by 73%, so once again driven by AI demand despite, okay, the China trade restriction. Okay, so the big tech keeps spending. So Microsoft, Facebook, Google, Amazon, okay, so they have reaffirmed a 330 billion, 330 B in AI-related capex, capital expenditure, okay, for the year, reinforcing confidence in longer-term tech investment. So the big tech, okay, in fact, you can see that it's basically like the Magnificent Seven now. So they are still going to spend on the capital infrastructure, data center, and all this on AI thing now. So, you know, still spending money, they are still very firmly bullish in the AI narrative. Okay, so investor confidence rebound because of the strong Q1 result. Okay, so this lead to a tech rally because eventually, you know, with all the profits, okay, the earnings, it has to reflect on the chart, okay? So when they have profits confidence, eventually the fundamentals have to match with the price action. So the fundamentals, okay, will lead the price action first, okay? So eventually the price will have to follow up, okay? That led to the stock market gain in May. And of course, just as I mentioned, right, the AI momentum continues. So there's no slowdown in the artificial AI growth, okay? All right, so basically like this, okay? And then you can see from here, right, the S&P return in May have been driven by technology sector and the growth. So you can see that tech, okay, typically average about 10.2% growth, okay. The worst is actually the healthcare. So if you take a look at the not energy, the healthcare sector XLV this year, they have been so-called performing pretty badly. Because I'm using the slide, so I won't go through the chart right now. So you can take a look. Okay, energy is not doing too well either. So it's flat. Okay, you can see that discretionary, it is doing pretty well as well. Okay, all these are pretty good because, you know, you want people to spend money. All these are the products and services that people want, not that people need. Okay, so these are luxury items also, like for example, travel, you know, bags, luxury goods, and all these are basically all the things that you guys want now. Okay, all right, so it is good, so which means that so far the economy still seems okay. So compared to the S&P 500, average about 5% return, while the tech, it is about times 2, okay, 10.2% return. Okay, so the earnings growth, it is also holding up, like I mentioned just now earlier, right? The tech companies, they are still earnings are still pretty good. Okay, so previously last year, okay, before we go into 2025, the earnings growth estimate was actually a double digit, but right now, okay, it is still maintaining at a single digit growth. Okay, it dropped, but at the same time, it is still growing. Okay, mid to high single digit. Okay, I think the expectation last year into this year was about 12 to 15%, but you know, they revised their expectation to mid to high single digit growth. Okay, and yeah, so the downward revision is simply because due to the Trump administration. Okay, of course, Trump keep doing this tariff thing and the trade uncertainty. So they revised the earnings, okay, for the S&P 500 company. But despite that, okay, overall the companies, they are still earnings, okay, despite the headwind from the trade issues. So the S&P, I think you cannot see because of my photo over there, okay, my camera, but they're on track for mid to high single digit growth in 2025, okay, despite the downward revision. So all in all, the market, it is still pretty resilient right now. Strong labor market, okay. Inflation, it is still controlled. No steep decline. 9 out of the 11 sectors, okay, it is still positive. So overall, okay, it is a broad-based earning strength. Okay, all right. I'm not sure about you. Okay, I think recently I saw on Facebook. Okay, there are still, I don't know, at least I saw still one guru pretty bearish about the outlook of this year. You know, he said that, you know, going into 4 to 5 months later, you know, and inflation is going to increase a lot and the market is going to have a deep dive, that kind of thing. Maybe he is right, maybe he is right, okay? But, you know, the market since April, the low has been going higher already. So I think, to be really honest, okay, instead of trying to short the market, okay, it is relatively easier to try to find opportunities to long the market, okay, along the way, okay? Maybe until 5 months later, you really think that it is going to come down, then by all means, then you can go and short the market. But, you know, it is easier to long the market instead of keep telling people, you know, the market is going to crash, the market is going to crash, okay? He is one of the perma bear, always talking about market crashing, but along these few years, the market keep going higher. Again, whether he really make money or not, I don't know, okay? And anyway, this is not my focus. Anyway, just that you know, overall, okay, the market, it is still look pretty resilient, okay, for now, okay? So, will there be a re-acceleration? This year, it is because of the Trump tariff, okay? So next year, how is next year, okay? So by having the tariff clarity, so let's say if Trump reduced the trade uncertainty, okay, and last week I talked about this new tax bill, right? The one big beautiful bill, okay. It is still ongoing, reduce the taxes and such. Okay, so this is to provide the fiscal stimulus. So if this is really approved, okay, then okay, plus the Fed, okay, is going to cut the interest rate. Okay, we are still on growth, not on growth. I mean, we are still within, okay, the 2 rate cuts this year, okay, from the Federal Reserve. So they never say anything much, okay, still maintaining target about 2 rate cuts in the second half of the year. Okay, so this is the stimulating the economic activity. So with the tax bill, with the rate cut, then maybe second half of the year or maybe into 2026, okay, there might be a new surge in the growth. But of course, you know, for me, I'm a swing trader. Whether you really, okay, pick up and such, okay, I still have to look at the chart, okay, not only just the chart itself, market breadth, market internals, okay, looking at the options flow and a lot of things, okay, sentiment, okay, then I can really see clearly, okay. Right now, this is just a projection. So, you know, 2026, I think a little bit too far ahead, but, you know, I don't want to project so far. But for now, I think for this year, okay, I think we are still on track. The market might go higher, okay, maybe at least to reach the previous swing high, the previous all-time high. Okay, whether it can continue to go higher, we shall see, okay, we shall see, okay. All right, don't be so ambitious to try to predict so far ahead, okay. All right, so like I mentioned, right, the S&P earnings growth is expected to be positive in 9 of the 11 sectors. Energy is the one that is negative, okay. Once again, the tech sector, it is leading the charge. Once you hear about tech sector, very likely it is to be the Magnificent Seven and such, and the big cap, okay. Com services, for example, you know, like Google, you know, and all this, okay. Yeah, okay. Healthcare, surprisingly, okay, even though it is expected to be pretty positive, but the chart, it is showing otherwise, okay. Average, right, it is about 8.8%. What? 8.8%, okay. 8, Singapore context, it is not Singapore context. In Chinese context, it is good. 8.8, okay. So, yeah, as of now, okay, I think last weekend, tariff headlines still keep coming. I think there was some news that the federal court or what, they tried to reject, okay, disapprove Trump's tariff. But after that, it was reversed again. You know, I think they temporarily reversed again. So there's a lot of this kind of news. I mean, I don't want to bother you with this kind of new news, but you can go and Google. You just search news tariff, you will find a lot of this. So there's ongoing news, okay, related to tariff, okay, despite the strong earning report. So of course, when there's a new things that's coming out once again from a tariff, okay, the market gets a little bit volatile. So, you know, market reaction, there was some volatility last week, okay? All right, it is pretty normal because it has been quite some time, okay? I think for a number of weeks, a few weeks that Trump never say much about the tariff. then suddenly last week talk about the tariff again. Okay, so the global trade, okay, previously after that, the Trump mentioned that the Europe tariff is going to be delayed. Okay, this is a timeline now, okay, to July 9. Okay, the China negotiation, so it is still ongoing. So no final kind of negotiation yet, still ongoing now. So the talks remain stopped with no progress. Tech restriction, if I'm not mistaken, there are some new limitation on the China tech. Okay, all right. So all in all, like I mentioned just now, over the weekend or such, there was some, the court actually disapproved of Trump tariff. They said, hey, you cannot just anyhow say this kind of thing. Okay, all right. So right, that's a good part about within a government that one person cannot override everything. So you have to still have the structure everything, okay, to override the president. Okay, but to know why, okay, they reinstated the Trump tariff under this IEEPA. I also don't know what is that, but nevertheless, okay, there will be continue the legal process, okay, then we'll go through the Supreme Court, then they will decide whether there will be the final destination for whether the tariff will continue or discontinue, that kind of thing. Okay, but like I mentioned, I think since 2 or 3 weeks ago, okay, the investor fatigue is setting in. It's getting a little bit tired, okay? People are tired of the fatigue. So you can see that recently the news also not so much talking about the tariff again already, okay? Even you talk about the mainstream media or the news that you're watching on Channel 8, Channel 5, not so much on the tariff really now. So even though tariff news continue, but in Singapore not so much really. So people are getting tired, and in fact, investors are pricing in. Okay, they are already expecting pricing in. Okay, or the taco the taco thing. Okay, I heard about that. Okay, reduce market reduction. What Trump admin chicken out, that kind of thing. So they always reverse the thing eventually, that kind of thing. Okay, so there's a reduced market reaction, and of course, desensitized on the ongoing trade dispute lah. Okay, so tired already. Okay, so of course, but there's still uncertainty lingers. The the trade policies, patience still required before Trump finalize anything. Okay, July 9, key dates and such. But even though he fixed a date on at like 9 of July, right? But nearing towards the date, okay, he can always change that, okay. And then the August 12th, the pause with China expire. Once again, when it is near to the date or when it is at the date, Trump can say another thing again. So we never know. So just to let you know that there will always be uncertainty, but the investors and traders are getting tired of all these trade tariff things, and also it is their pricing in. The market is pricing less reactive to the tariff news. Okay, but the companies are still managing pretty well. So of course, I mentioned previously, okay, the companies they know about the tariff thing, so they've been building up the inventories and such. So they've been stockpiling quite a number of their items now. So far, I think still okay for them, at least from the news and such lah. So firms appearing to be navigating the tariff by building inventories, helping to keep the inflation in check. Okay, inflation, it is still under control. So the PCE inflation came in at 2.1%, okay, below forecast, and it is nearing the 2.0%. So we are pretty much at the 2% mark based on the PCE inflation. So good news is that inflation, it is still under control. Okay, so impact wise, okay, maybe short term wise, some of the goods items can increase a little bit. Okay, but overall, okay, it is still under control. Earnings wise, like I mentioned, okay, the companies are still earnings, the revenue earning pretty well. So I think that all is good so far. Okay, so based on what the analyst has been talking about, okay, the peak fear most likely has passed, and this is also in line with my so-called analysis that I say that most likely April low, that could be the low already, okay, for this year. Okay, of course there will be correction, okay, market always move in wave up, wave down, up, down, rally, impulse move, rally, then, you know, correction, that kind of thing. So, you know, but I think that the early April low should be a bottom for now. Okay. So the trade deal progress, you know, it is still in progress. You know, economic data, okay, it is still improving into 2026. Fed cut, you can see this twist sign. So 2 Fed cuts heading into this year, okay, and end of the year. So this one big beautiful bill, the new tax bill, okay, to promote the fiscal stimulus. So all in all, you know, the market seems to be, the economy seems to be okay for now. So the peak fear has likely passed. Okay, so you can see over there, okay, previously the early April, that was the trade policy uncertainty based on some of these Bloomberg US trade policy uncertain index. So this one also have an index. Yeah, so but of course, you know, in recent week, the past recent week, okay, it has increased again because of the tariff thing. Trump came out and say certain things again now, okay, and all these things now, okay, you know, the China thing, you know, and all this, okay, right, but so far it is still way below the early April. So I don't think it will pass the early April, okay? And this one, last but not least, okay, the final data that I want to show you before I go into technical point of things, okay? The no sell in May this year, I'm not sure about you, okay? I'm sure that you have been investing or trading for a while. You might have heard of this adage, right? Sell in May and go away, correct or not? So typically people say that. But in recent years, okay, May, it is actually not a weak month. In fact, May, it is actually a pretty strong month. In fact, June is the month that is weaker, okay, compared to May. And for this year, okay, May, it is very strong, okay? May, it is very strong this year, okay? S&P May gain for this is actually 6%, one of the strongest in recent years, okay? And it has a 100% historical success rate, okay? All right, when May, okay, gained more than 5%, and this year it gained more than 5%, okay? Forward looking into 12 months later, which means that 1 year later, so which means that, okay, from now until next year, May, okay, the market tends to go higher. Okay, not tends to go higher. Based on historical data, it always goes higher, okay, one year later. So will this year be different moving into next year? Okay, what do you think? Okay, I don't know lah, but this is based on the past historical record. Okay, like this is mentioned, right? Whenever the S&P rose, okay, more than 6%, in fact 6% this year, okay, all right, every time gain more than 5%, the market was higher 12 months later. So okay, so but the volatility may return, okay, because May has already risen so much already, okay? So we cannot expect the market to continue to go higher and higher and higher without a correction, even though that might happen, but you know, your reward to risk ratio, it is actually not the best lah, okay? So the market has rallied since the April low 18% already, okay? All right. So the market may face near-term choppiness as valuation rises and the growth start to slow. And of course, based on a technical point of view, when it is at a high already, you know, we can expect some correction. Okay, it is normal if there is some correction. Okay, so this is the with the sum of the data. Okay, there are only a few times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 instances. Okay, where S&P 500, okay, the month of May returned more than 5%, okay, over the next 12 months, 100% track record, okay, it will be positive, okay. In fact, the average return it is about 19.9%, that is about 20%, okay. N is asking, how about the US debt repayment? I think, N, you must be a new, so-called, new to my live stream correct or not, or recently. So I've been talking about that. I think there were a few people who asked about that, okay? Don't worry about this debt payment thing, okay? It always happens. After that, the news will sensationalize this and all these things, okay? But eventually you resolve lah, you know, because the US simply can print money. So it is not an issue. It is not an issue. The market may, make a hoo-ha of that, make you scared of this, but at the end of the day, it is not an issue. Okay? It's not an issue. Yeah, because they are still the number one with the reserve currency, they can still print money. Yeah, so not an issue. Okay, any questions so far? So you like this slide or not? Make it easier to follow or not? Is it easier to follow? Okay, if everything is okay, just type okay in the comments before I continue. All right? Indeed, I think today live stream is a bit lower. Okay, typical some of the my followers not around. For example, Wylam. If I'm not mistaken, Wylam is also overseas right now. Okay, vacation. Yeah. So by the way, okay, yeah, for those who just joined, okay, I think I mentioned at the start, okay, next week there will not be any live stream. So I'll be away this coming Friday, 6th of June until 14th of June. So next Monday, 9th of June, okay, there will not be any Facebook Live and YouTube Live, just to let you know. And I think, I'm not sure whether some of the SVI members have watched my video or watched the summary on this usual Monday weekly video update, okay? It is in your email and also in the text summary as well. Okay, 24th of June on a Tuesday, okay, there will be the face-to-face gathering SVI Connect Night, okay? So, I will share with you the market outlook for the second half of the year, okay? And also, of course, some of the other content, so the market update and such, okay? All right, so there'll be new things, definitely, okay? So I hope that you are able to join, but I haven't sent out the registration link yet. So the registration link details, okay, I will send out later, okay? Just take a note in your calendar that, okay, save the date. It is on the 24th of June, Tuesday at 7 p.m. face-to-face, okay, face-to-face gathering. So for those who are not residing in Singapore, I try to see whether I can record a video. I mean that, take a video, okay, record it. Okay, if not, I will still do a live webinar for those who can't attend the live session on the 24th of June. But if you are in Singapore, I hope so. The last week of June, more people should be back in Singapore. So yeah, I hope that you are able to join. Okay, all right. For those who are in SVI right now, are you able to join or not? If you can you just type me in the comments or not? So I can rough gauge, at least some of you guys here can join or cannot join. Yes or no? Okay, just type me in the comments if you can join. So I will send out the registration link later. Okay. All right. So yeah, before I continue over here, every time Lucky Draw and Food, this is not the sponsored event now. Okay. Yeah, I need to pay money. This one. Okay. But food wise, I have to discuss with my partner Elena, see whether we want to provide food or not. Okay. But yeah, so it is as charged. Okay. All right. Okay. So before I continue, just to let you know that, okay, this live stream, okay, is proudly supported and sponsored by Phillip Nova. So just to do a very brief recap over here. So right now, Phillip Nova, they do have a promotion right now. So it is a fund and trade. So between 19th of May to 30th of June, okay, you fund $1,000, you place 6 trade, you get $100 cash bonus, okay? So 6 trade, okay, any 6 trade will do. So essentially it is 3 round trade. You buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. That is 6 trades really. Or you can just buy, also 6 trade. So no minimum size, Okay, so Phillip Futures, Phillip Nova used to be called Phillip Futures. So they offer multi-asset classes, FX, CFD, stocks, ETF, futures, options, commodity, and such. So they do have a multi-platform as well. MT5, okay, MT5, MetaTrader 5. Phillip Nova desktop application, okay, and also they integrate with the trading view. One of the key things is that they have a zero com on shares CFD. Typically, CFD provider, they charge about $6 to $10. So if you talk about $10, a round trade you buy and sell at least USD $20, that's about 25 to 28 Sing dollars. Okay, but for Phillip Nova, there's no minimum charge. So if you are trading small sizes, okay, all right, it'll be a lot more cost efficient, even though their spread is slightly wider, but it is still very competitive lah. So the no minimum com make it more affordable overall. So if you so-called short sell on the share CFD, you also get paid on the financing fee. So okay, so you can just head over to this link over here. I'll post the link in the comments. So just remember, when you register for the account under SingPass, okay, along the way, right, you will see how do you hear about Phillip Nova. So you just have to select promotion campaign and select market-wise Asia. Okay, so this is how the MT5 platform look at. You can see over there, you can trade the indices, you can trade the oil, okay, or you can trade the different various forex classes, you know, Microsoft, Nasdaq, okay, Google, all this, it is here as well. Okay, all right. So once again, I'll post the link in the comments, or simply you can head over to the QR code over here. Okay. All right. I'll just show it for a while over here. Can? So I think what is the... Yeah, I can't show the comment. Okay, can show already. So Steven is asking, what is the possibility that the technology sector or Max 7 will lead the upside in the next 6 to 12 months? Actually, the answer, it is actually very simple, okay? Because the Magnificent 7, they are essentially the market, okay? Because the S&P 500, okay, they have the Max 7, okay, the big cap, mega cap stocks has so much weight on the S&P 500, okay? If you take a look at slickcharts.com, okay, all right, so you can take a look at Slick Charts. I forget the link already. So let me just go through. Okay, so S&P, oops. How come it is not loading? Can we remove maybe too much tab already? Just remove certain things over there. Okay, never mind. So anyway, just let you know, this is from Slick Charts, okay? When you are free, you can head over to slickcharts.com. The top companies host about 40% weightage on the S&P 500, okay? I don't know how many stocks are, but not a lot of stocks. They hold about 40% weightage. So if you think that, you know, the market is going to go higher within the next 6 to 12 months, then definitely the tech sectors will lead the market. And of course, you know, you cannot be like utilities company leading the stock market, kind of, right? The utility, food companies, all these are not sexy. So the growth, all this, you will still come from the tech company. Okay, of course, you know, for example, like the healthcare and all this, they are very weak right now. Okay, but you know, potentially there could be more upside. But you know, I personally, my view is that okay, the tech will still overall lead the overall market because they are the market itself. Okay, they overall are the market itself. Okay, all right. So let me head over to the chart right now. So this is the S&P 500 cash index. So the market at the start was a little bit bearish. Now it is starting to be positive right now. Okay, so I think last week I said that the market might have some correction, but it didn't work out. So I was wrong. Okay, but you know, I mentioned to my members that that could be a shallow correction. Okay, but for me personally, I like to punt a little bit. So personally, I do have a short position in the S&P 500 index. Okay, but at the same time, I also do have several longs. Okay, stocks. Okay, buy the stock along the stock. So in a way, it is kind of a hedge. Okay, not perfectly hedged, but you know, if I'm wrong on the S&P 500 short, okay, I wouldn't lose so much on that as well, because I have several long exposure on the stocks as well. Okay, the reverse is true. Okay, if the stocks don't really do well, okay, then my S&P 500, okay, shorts will do well lah. Okay, so but you know what is the S&P 500, okay, gamma exposure right now? Okay, if you go to spot gamma, okay, the gamma exposure, the zero gamma, okay, it is actually a number. It is pretty simple to remember. So it is about 5,008 and 6,000. So it's about here, okay, 5,009. Right now, the market, it is also at 5,009. Okay, and you realize that the S&P, okay, right now, okay, do have a new central pivot range. So this month right now, we are into a new month, June, just start of the new month, June. So every single month, there will be a new CPR. So the CPR, it is over here, okay, in case you cannot see. Previously, it was all the CPR, the green lines over there, okay? All right, so the CPR will be acting as a support level as well, okay? Of course, price might come down a little bit or range, then continue to go higher. So we never know, okay? So the Nasdaq cash index, okay, we are also at above, price is above the CPR, okay? And the Russell 2000, okay, we are at the CPR futures, we are at the CPR level over there. So all in all, the market right now, it is still in an uptrend. No matter how you see it, okay, we are still in an uptrend. So if you take a look at the yearly pivot, okay, of course, Russell 2000 is the weakest one. If you take a look at the S&P 500, okay, we are hovering at the yearly pivot. So overall, the market, it is still in an uptrend, okay? If I really want to be really bearish, okay, at least price goes below the central pivot range first, okay, go below that, or the yearly pivot, okay? The yearly pivot, okay, which is at about 5,745. Okay, to make things simple, 5750, okay, 5750, okay, if I really want to be bearish, okay, at least go below 5750, okay. This is the S&P futures, 5750 for the cash index, okay, cash index, okay, it is about 5,550, 5550, okay, to make things simple, okay, 5550. To be really bearish again, 5550. Can you just type 5550 in the comments? Okay, things are back into bearish mode. Okay, 5550. Okay, if not, you should be bullish. Okay, and looking for opportunity to go long instead. Okay, all right. I think previously I was talking to my members, okay, in the Telegram group, say, hey, how come people still like to short? It is because, okay, shorting at a high sometimes just makes you feel good. Okay, that wow, I goes against the crowd. I can spot the top. It makes me feel good and make me feel very smart. Okay, but a lot of time, okay, I told my members actually shorting in an uptrend in a bullish market, it is very difficult. Okay, very difficult. So you need to fast in, fast out. Okay, so you need to, because price doesn't keep falling long for long, and there's a good chance that you just suddenly reverse up. So you need to be fast, okay? And a lot of times when the overall market is up, then those individual stocks, will tend to go higher as well. Maybe not all, but a lot of times it tends to go higher as well. So you are in a very difficult state if you want to short, okay? But sometimes I still make a punt, okay, to short, because I just want to feel smart, right? For fun, because I really position signs really. So one single trade doesn't matter to me, just for the fun of it. Oh, I managed to short right at the top, that kind of thing. Okay. Here's so far. Okay. All right. So but moving forward, okay, even though the market right now it is still pretty bullish, okay, but based on the seasonal trend, historical data, June, okay, June, which is here, June to July, June, it tends to be a seasonally weaker month during a post-election year. So for now, I still won't be overly bullish, okay, even though, okay, I will still try to look for some long exposure, okay, but I will not like keep buying that kind of thing, okay, right? It's not like previously, I somewhere around here, okay, I started to long the S&P 500. So that was more of a position signing where I know my size was a little bit bigger, okay, but right now here, okay, my size is a bit smaller already, okay. I mean, not extremely smaller, but normal sizing, okay. the normal swing trade sizing. So, I won't be aggressively, buying 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stocks kind of thing, okay? 1 or 2 stocks, I'm still holding on to it, that kind of thing, okay? Clear so far or not? Clear? So, I'm personally, I'm still a little bit bearish based on the options flow that I'm looking at, okay? Maybe I'm wrong, okay? The market might have some downside, but the pullback will not be too deep, okay? Based on what I'm seeing from the options flow, okay? There are still some support at certain level. So let's say even there is a pullback, the pullback also won't be like, wow, go so deep until like break the previous low, that kind of thing. So all in all, overall, I'm still bullish about the market, okay? All right, so I will still look for opportunity to go long, but be mindful that S&P, this is the central pivot range. So at least price to go below the low, then I'll be a little bit more concerned now. Okay, any question so far? Okay, so previously I talked about the Euro USD. Not too bad, right? 23rd of May, 6th of June. Okay, I don't know how many of you traded. I know a few are traded. Maybe some of you guys don't trade Forex. Okay, so Forex, you can see the Euro USD over there. Euro USD. Okay, when I first mentioned it's somewhere around here. When I first mentioned it is somewhere around here. Okay, you can see that it just continued to go higher. So I was talking to my member. So one member actually said that, I don't feel comfortable trading Forex. They always think that Forex is for the big institution, very risky, commodities also quite risky, that kind of thing, okay? So my suggestion, okay, to him is that, naked chart, okay? You just cover this, you just cover this, okay? Cover this, okay? I show you a price chart, you cover this, So if I don't show you that it is Euro USD, and I just tell you that this is an NVIDIA chart, you also won't know, right? It just keep going higher, correct or not? Instead of 1.14, it could be like, $300, that kind of thing, like a Tesla chart, correct or not? Okay, so try to trade multi-asset classes, okay? Just by looking at the price chart, okay? Yeah, it is exactly the same, okay? Although there's some nuances, there's some so-called the way they move, but overall, on a daily time frame, okay, swing trade, if I don't tell you it is a Euro chart, you also won't know, right? You think that it is actually a stock chart, correct? Am I right to say that? Okay, so it is the same like commodities like gold, crude oil, and such. So it actually went higher, okay? So personally, I entered into dollar Kiwi, okay? NZD, which I mentioned last week, okay? Also exited already, so it went pretty nicely for the dollar Kiwi dollar, okay? So this is one trade. So this is also based on the seasonal data as well, okay? And you can see that last week, okay, I talked about the crude oil based on the futures, crude oil futures 2nd of June to 13th of June. So this is a short window period, okay, for the past 11 years. 10 years, it went up during this period. So June, today is 2nd of June, right? Today is 2nd of June, okay? Crude oil, if you take a look at crude oil futures, okay, yeah, it actually went up a lot higher lah. So, but now it came down a little bit lower, but overall it go higher. So when I first mentioned, it was somewhere around here lah. So if you position nicely, okay, you should be in some profits right now also. But of course, we won't know whether it's going to go higher or not lah. Okay, but we manage our risk. Okay, let the seasonal data, let the price action plus some of the flows to tell you whether price will go up or not. So we manage the risk. Okay, so personally, I do have a position in crude oil as well. Okay, so how many of you here want to know the current trade ideas for this week? Want to know? If you want to know, just type me in the comments. And also the likes on Facebook, not a lot. So I want to see minimum 25. Then I will share. Okay, right now I can only see 16. Okay, 不过分，看到没？16 to 25 only a few only like 10 only Okay, so for the past 2 weeks lucky. Okay, I'm not so June every single time. I repeat, I'm not so June every single time. There will be some trades. There could be losses, okay? All right, but knowing seasonality, I always tell my members, okay, it is the closest thing to having a crystal ball in the market already, okay? So if you haven't joined my SVI Seasonal Vantage Insiders, right, okay, I encourage you, okay, right, to watch the on-demand webinar over here. So you go to this website, our social media site, okay, linktree.ee/marketwiseasia. You go to here, okay, all right. Of course, I encourage you to subscribe to our various social media channel. Head over to this webinar, unlock the secrets pattern hidden in the market. I will share with you, okay, the how to harness seasonal patterns for profitable trade. Okay, how to make confident decision. Okay, how to outsmart market condition. Okay, so there are a lot of other trade ideas that I share with my members as well. So this is just one of them. So this is a on-demand webinar. You can watch it at your own timing. Okay. All right. So once again, I'll post the link in the comment. So 22, only 22 likes. I need 3 more likes, or else I won't be sharing. So I really mean it. Okay. So I mean that it is okay for me not to share. I mean that because the bulk of the thing I really share already. So I talk about the macro things, okay, the macro outlook plus my personal view. Okay. All right. Any other question? Any other question so far? Any other question so far? If you any question, can ask me in the chat. So if I take a look at some of the price action, okay, right now the market, it is a bit volatile, okay, up down, up down, up down. So right now the indices, it is actually down again. Okay, crude oil, it was pretty bullish just now, but down a little bit, but overall still up. Okay. For gold, personally, okay, for gold, I am a little bit bearish, a little bit bearish. I mean, yeah, of course, right now, price, it is in a bullish condition right now. So if you add in the usual CPR, not this one, this one, okay, you can see that the gold futures right now, the new CPR, it is here. So right now we are still above the central pivot range over there. Yep, that is correct. It is bullish, but heading into June seasonal trend, okay, I won't mention the exact date, okay. I won't tell you whether it's early or middle or late June, okay. The seasonal vantage insiders will know. Typically, based on historical data for the past 15 years, it tends to be weaker in certain part of June. So, it might continue to go higher, but I am a little bit cautious. Okay. So if you never long like this period, the kind of thing for the past few days, right now, today, it is chasing a bit of chasing, especially if you take a look at GLD, GLD, okay. Yeah, so it already kept up like that. So for me personally, okay, I wouldn't like to chase like that. So my reward to risk ratio, it is not that good. So if I really wanted to long, okay, then I will have just somewhere bought around here. But there, in fact, there were actually no trigger. So I also wouldn't long here also. So, some people ask, will I enter gold, that kind of thing, okay? To me, I wouldn't enter gold. So previously, the easy trade, I think 1 or 2 weeks ago, I mentioned was somewhere around here. So I caught it, exited, and that's it. So right now, it is not that easy trade for me. So I wouldn't want to trade gold. It is okay for me to miss gold and other things, okay? I miss a lot of things, but every single week, okay, I always have things to trade. I will always know what are the stocks, what are the ETF, what are so-called the commodities that I should be looking at, because, I have the seasonal data. Every single week, there are things to look at. So it is okay to miss out certain things. Okay? All right. So right now, just nice, 25, then you stop it already. Can I have just one more, 26 or not? Then I share with you my trade ideas for this week. Any other question? Any other question? Very difficult to like, man, actually. Okay. So market is coming down. You can see that today, the equal weight S&P, it is much weaker. You can see the RSP, it is down about 0.5%, or the S&P, it is down 0.13, which means that the big cap company, they are holding on to the indices, holding on the indices. The smaller cap, mid cap, they are all down about 0.62%. Okay, never mind lah. Oh yeah, 26 already. I was about to tell you guys already. Okay, never mind. Okay, 26. Okay, thank you so much for supporting. Okay, so for this, not this coming week. Okay, in fact, plan in advance. Okay, in fact, for gold, for crude oil, it is still in play. Okay, but nevertheless, okay, something that you could be mindful or to be in your watch list. Okay, it is actually the treasury bonds. Okay, it is actually futures ZB ZB treasury bonds ZB futures. Okay, it is actually from the 12th of June, okay, to 21st of July. Okay, for the past 11 years, it has 100% track record. Okay, so out of the past 11 years, okay, the full 11 years, it went up during this period. Okay, 12th of June to 21st of July. So this is the treasury bonds. Okay, so as a proxy, you might use the TLT, okay, ETF as a proxy, or you can trade the CFDs, bonds, etc. Okay, all right. So once again, I mean that you might say that, oh, I don't trade bonds and such. So the ETF, it is TLT lah. Okay, TLT. Okay. Once again, just treat it. Remove this lah. Okay, remove this. Okay. Remove the price chart. The price is okay lah. Okay, just $88 kind of thing. Just assume that it is a stock. Okay, it is just a normal stock. Okay, stock also got some gaps. Correct or not? Okay, so up to you. But right now you can see that not the best time yet. So we still need to wait for the price action. Doesn't mean that no seasonal say that the period then you have to enter. I repeat, it is not 100% sure winner. It is not 100% sure winner. It is not 100% sure winner. It is just based on historical record. At the end of the day, we still need to look at the price action, whether the price, it is telling us that it is heading higher or not. Okay, so right now for the bonds, I wouldn't be entering bonds for now. You can see that price, it is also bearish today, and there's actually no trigger for sold or anything now. Okay, and price is below the CPR. So I would really love it. Okay, if the price action could ping pong go higher than above the CPR, then around maybe 12th of June, that period, or after that, okay, our price do have a pullback, then we see whether there is a trigger for us to go long or not. So treasury bonds is something for me, okay, to actually keep in my watch list. Okay. All right. So I'm looking at bonds right now. Bonds price action is not the best, coming down, but you can see that it is forming a low over here. Okay. This is a false break of this prior low. Okay. And then rebounded higher. Of course, today is coming down lah. Okay. So keep in your watch list. Okay or not? All right. So if you understand that, okay, just type TLT in the comments as a proxy lah for 20 plus years treasury bonds. Okay. Again, I'm not asking you to trade this. I'm not saying that it is going to go higher this year for the 12th year. I'm just telling you that based on historical data, you cannot fault me. This is really true. Okay. Quantitative data, this is true. Okay. But we still need to wait for the price action to tell us whether it is really going to go higher. Of course, I'll look at other things lah, okay, like maybe option flows and such lah. But this is something that you can keep watch out. Okay, this one, crude oil, still in play, but you need to be careful. The window period, it is a bit short over there. Okay, and again, I'm not asking you to go and buy crude oil or whatever it is. I'm just telling you that this is based on historical data. Again, you cannot fault me also. This is really true. Okay, I'm just telling you the information, the facts, but I'm not asking you to buy. Okay, for your information only. All right. Any questions so far? Okay, I think I've covered everything already. So before I end the session, just to let you know again, all right, Phillip Nova, they do have this fund and trade promotion. 19th of May to 30th of June, you find $1,000, you play 6 trade, you get a cash bonus of $100. You can scan the QR code and open an account and test out, try out their Phillip Nova account. Okay, in case you want to click on the link, you can head over to here. Okay, open an account here. Okay, under the bit.ly link I posted in the chat already. All right, so with that, I'm going to end the session here. So if you find value in today's session, you learn something new, especially you also like today my presentation slide today, okay, just type V in the comments, okay, to represent value so that I know that okay, you enjoy my sharing today. And also engagement like will also tell Facebook and YouTube that you want to see more of our content in the future. So let the algorithm know, okay? So do give me a like, share, or type letter V in the comments. So once again, a recap. Next week, no Facebook Live. Next week, no Facebook Live because I will be away from the desk. Okay, so I will see you guys 2 weeks later. I will see you guys 2 weeks later. With that, thanks so much, and I'll see you again. Thank you, and bye-bye.